All right, and then he talks about how to kind of apply this. He calls this the method of ethics, which is improvising for love and justice, right? And he uses the illustration here of a jazz musician, right, who improvises when they're, doing their music. And he tells us that while love and justice are the moral norms of prophetic ethics, improvisation is its method. Improvisation is innovative through collaboration. And he again uses this jazz musician illustration. He says, like a jazz musician improvising on standards, Jesus improvises on scripture, and he specifically aims at the Sermon on the Mount. When he preaches and teaches with an improvisational interpretation of the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says, "You have heard that it was said," but now Jesus is going to improvise on it. Here's what he's saying here. "But I say to you," and he says, referring on the Torah with his own interpretive style. So this is an improvisation, right? He's improvising on scripture here with regard to love and justice, is what he's suggesting Jesus is
Right.
doing when he's preaching the Sermon on the Mount.
Yes, yes. Heard it said where? Heard it said where? Okay, all right. Justice in ancient Near Eastern legal codes often followed the principle of lex talionis, the law of retaliation, which said that a punishment should correspond in a degree and kind to the offense of the wrongdoer, as an eye for an eye. In contrast to redistributive justice of punishment through physical mutilation, Jesus calls for restorative justice focused on repairs of broken relationships. Again, eye for an eye is more of a the not going above and beyond there, but again,
Yeah.
restoring broken relationships and systems also entails an internal transformation of the heart. Jesus says, "You have heard it said to those of ancient times, you shall not murder, and whoever murders shall be liable to judgment. But I say to you that if you are angry with your brother or sister, you will be liable for judgment." Matthew 5. Jesus condemned anger as well as murder, just as well as adultery, calling for a conversion of the heart.
Right.
And like this is a new thing that Jesus seems to be doing, according to him.
Yeah, so this again is part of this improvisation, right? Where Jesus is improvising and coming up with I guess he would suggest a better interpretation of what the scriptures are trying to teach there, right? And so that's the method of prophetic ethics. We go into a situation and we improvise on love and justice in the way that Jesus did in the Sermon on the Mount. Something like that, I think, is what he's getting at.
Right. Yeah, exactly.